Oh, yeah. We're back. Another episode of Jam Easy Does It from the end of the earth. And let me tell you, I'm real disappointed in the poll I put up off yesterday's episode. I was talking that shit saying Emperor's New Groove was the last great Disney cartoon movie, not a Pixar, but Disney cartoon movie. I was talking that shit. And the only other one that could give it competition in the 2000s, obviously 90s has its classics, but in the 2000s, Lilo and Stitch. So I put a poll up on my story. Asking what was better. What's the last great Disney cartoon movie? And 59% of you said Lilo and Stitch. What the fuck? You guys have very childish taste, alright? First off, fuck Lilo and that Stitch you claim. It's all... Oh, you're just putting too much in cuteness. Oh yeah, it's cute. Okay, it's cute. But what's funny? You know what I mean? Emperor's New Groove shits on it in funniness. And guys, once again, I'm bringing another funny guest on tonight. One of my favorite. I love this guy. Every time I see him, always good vibes. Always boosting me up too. He's always telling me how great I am and stuff. So you know I love somebody that does that. Make noise for Jordan Policicchio.
Okay, what year is the cutoff for this poll?
What year's the cutoff?
Yeah, like are you include Coco in this?
Buddy, we're talking cartoons. If we're talking, I'm not talking computer animated. Pixar's a whole nother lane.
So you're talking hand drawn. You want to see?
I'm talking. Okay,
Elton John in the studio and they're drawing it.
In the 90s, we had Aladdin, we had Lion King, classics.
Yeah,
classics. I love Fox and the Hound. That's one of my favorites.
Of course you do.
I love a story about friendship because that's the kind of guy I am. You know what I mean?
If they're going to animate you, they're just going to add ears to your current face, and there you go.
Fuck yeah.
Puppy,
I would make
puppy ears.
You can make a good cartoon out of me, for sure.
Yeah. You wouldn't even need to change your voice, really. You could just audition like flat like that. That's a hound. You're a hound ready to go.
Thank you. And speaking of hound, I do feel like I would make a good dog in a movie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just that's my dog.
You would make the best friend, like somebody's best friend in a movie. Like your voice would be the best.
I know, right?
Do it right now. I'll be the youthful like dog. I'm just coming home and I here's the scene. I'm a youthful puppy and I'm just come home from school and you're the friend next door and you already graduated and I don't understand why these people don't want to be friends with me. So I'll start. I had enough of the rough day at school.
Get the fuck out of my yard, you little bitch. I'm a dog. What are you, some kind of cat? Huh? We dogs out here.
I'm just trying to be in school.
Dogs out here. And then if you don't start barking with me, you a bitch.
No, then I'm going to walk away and then see, you're not my best friend, but maybe that's for a movie too. That's going to be.
No. I you know how it starts off. You start off, he's a little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a couple days later, I see you, that little dog that came up to me like a little pussycat. I see you getting picked on in the neighborhood. I'm like, all right, at the same time, we dogs. We're going to stick together. I jump my fence. I come help you out. You're like, I thought you were a dick. I'm like, nah, that was just me joking around.
You want to teach me how to bark. And I think what gets us to be friends is you see me being bullied, and then I look over my shoulder, and you connect with me there, and then you come over.
Fuck yeah, bud. But the point is, Emperor's New Groove is better than Lilo and Stitch. And the reason that I put those two against each other is they both came out in the 2000s. If you look at what Disney did post-90s, those are the only two that are even in the conversation. You know what I mean?
Lilo and Stitch is a little too, like, out there, to be honest.
It's just cute. It's just like, oh, there's a cute alien. There's a cute little girl.
They just wanted to sell fluffy toys.
Together. Like, Emperor's New Groove is probably one of the funniest Disney cartoons. One of the funniest Disney cartoons ever. And do you know why?
Lay it on me.
Okay, so that movie, I touched on it a little bit yesterday, but basically, originally the story wasn't going to be this guy turning into a llama. It was going to be the classic Prince and the Pauper. It was going to be, there's a poor guy that looks just like him. They trade places. That was going to be the movie.
Interesting.
The guy that was playing the poor guy was Owen Wilson. David Spade was still the emperor. So that was like another star that just got cut out of the movie because they found out, yo, this dramatic shit, like we need to make it funnier. So they took originally it was gonna come out in like '96. They took an extra 4 years to make it to just fucking make it funny.
Why do you know so much about this movie?
I just found out. Yeah, I just looked into it yesterday because I was thinking about Emperor's New Groove, and I'm like, that movie was so funny. And then I googled it, and I see that there's this next documentary about it that talks about like all the fucking ups and downs. It took a sick.
Wait a second. There's a documentary about the Emperor's New Groove.
There's a documentary called The Sweatbox.
Wow.
And
it's about
basically, that. It's basically the like how hard it was to make that movie because they went through so much shit. Like they're like, oh, it's a drama. Oh, we're doing this now. Now it's like, fuck it, we're gonna make the Emperor a llama. Owen Wilson, you're not even in the movie anymore. And Sting's writing all the music, and his wife's in it. It's crazy, man.
See, Netflix cut right through that. You can't take 6 years to make Emperor's New Groove. They're making that in 10 minutes.
Definitely can't. Definitely.
And then they can't have that info hiding, so guys like you come declassify it for us. No one knows about the Owen Wilson.
Emperor's New Groove was originally called The King of the Sun. It was some Kingdom of the Sun. I will also argue that the oh shit. I was turning down the wrong knob.
Raps here.
Emperor's New Groove is in a better setting too. I love a movie with a good setting. Lilo and Stitch, Hawaii. I'd love to go to Hawaii, but Emperor's New Groove is like in like the fucking BC, Peru, like way back in the day, like
okay,
cool
listen,
settings and shit.
Forget Lilo and Stitch. That's for high def TVs and kids that like aliens. But the best part of Emperor's New Groove is when whatever that guy's name is, Gronk, and he does the like he does the little steel thing, and you see his little ball. Like, that guy's hilarious.
Kronk is so funny. He's one of the best characters ever. He speaks squirrel. Do you remember he speaks this squeakinson? That was squirrel for Lilo and Stitch. Isn't as good as Emperor's New Groove.
It's Putty. It's the guy from Seinfeld. It's the Enterprise guy.
Hilarious guy.
Yeah.
And funny enough, both of those, Lilo and Stitch and Emperor's New Groove, they both got cartoons on the Family Channel. Do you remember they had like TV shows?
I do remember Gronk had a TV show. Wasn't it Emperor's New Clothes?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, where it was like more about fashion.
But what a great cast they had, man. John Goodman as the
I didn't realize you had such a deep connection to this film.
Well, the only reason, funny, I just think it's a funny movie. But the fact that yesterday when I brought it up, Jordan, the comment section was all like, "Fuck you, Emperor's New Groove ain't shit. You don't know anything." So now I felt like I had to fucking dig in and really like clap back. That's why I started the show off with Tupac. Hit him up. First off, fuck Lilo and that Stitch you claim.
People just like to say "fuck you" to things, I think.
Nah, I had people
what about Toy
me
Story, Lion King? Nobody cares about this?
Huh?
Nobody cares about the Lion King or Toy Story?
Lion King's 90s. That's a whole nother avenue.
All right.
You know what I mean? I'm not. I wouldn't even
specific.
Put that. I'm not going to put Emperor's New Groove in competition with the classics.
How do you feel about? This isn't as completely animated, but you ever watch the movie The Page Master?
No.
With Macaulay Culkin? He goes in the library, gets a concussion, and nobody seems to care about him for a few hours.
Same thing as like Never-Ending Story. It's just like, oh, a long book. Like, holy shit.
But it's like an hour.
As a kid, I wouldn't mind it. But if I tried to watch that now, I would definitely fall asleep early.
Dude, I almost fell asleep before this live. This is 3 hours past my bedtime.
Is it really? You going to bed early now?
The quarantine, I go to bed. As soon as the sun starts to think about going down, I'm already in bed.
Really, eh?
I love it.
Do you work?
Yeah, I work during the day. I'm in sales.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Selling IP protections.
Yeah, that's all right.
I get in there, I start talking like I know.
Okay, sell me.
Let's sell you? You want a high level? You want the highest level?
Well,
I call you on the phone and I go, Mr. Jam. Hi, Mr. Jam. This is Jordan calling from my company. How you doing today? How you doing?
I'm actually doing great. Like, I'm actually doing surprisingly better than most people. Like, you ask me how I'm doing, I'm fucking doing great. Like, I look at other people sad. I'm like, what the fuck? Life
Jam, you sound like a guy that might actually like the Emperor's New Groove. Does that sound right about you?
No. How'd you know? Have you been spying on my computer? I thought this was IP protection, not IP fucking detection.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. I was watching Homeward Bound last night. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I was watching Homeward Bound with my children last night, and it dawned on me that you sound like a guy who likes Emperor's New Groove.
Man, Homeward Bound, classic. Also, I don't know if that's Disney, but thanks for bringing that up, Jordan, sales guy. I will be watching that one.
This is known as rapport building. Customer of mine.
You're building it. I feel like we're friends already.
Well, thank you. And now that we've developed a friendship, I'd like to ask you for your business.
What's my business?
That's as far as I get.
You know what? You wedged the door open. I'm listening.
The door's open.
Man, fucking.
But how good was it that I could pick up what kind of movies you like? See how good I am at sales?
Yeah, it's
hard to do that.
It is. You came in pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So yesterday, Doug Ford said that he was gonna get in CEO of Pfizer's yin yang with a stick of dynamite. Right? He's like, if it was me, I would be up his yin yang with a stick of dynamite. Now,
yeah,
today,
I can't even follow that.
Apparently, I talked about it yesterday, but anyway, you never heard that?
No. So what's that? Okay. So Doug Ford's okay. He's throwing his weight around. I get it.
Let me catch everyone up that doesn't know already. Okay.
All right.
Doug Ford. We didn't get enough vaccines, whatever, to Ontario. So he's like, if I was Trudeau, I would be calling up the CEO of Pfizer, and I'd be so far up his yin yang with a stick of dynamite, he wouldn't know what hit him. And anyways,
what a drunk uncle Doug is, eh? Like he just says the banger stuff. And
he does say the bangers, but here's what pissed me off. So today, I hear on the radio, Doug Ford had a heart-to-heart with the CEO of Pfizer last night. That doesn't sound like you're up his yin yang with a stick of dynamite. It sounds like you came and CEO of Pfizer's like, "What's good, Doug? What's good? I heard you have a problem." And he's like, "Oh, actually, sir, I just really needed some, like, you little bitch. Why you? Oh, I'm gonna get up his ass." Like, Doug Ford punked out.
Do you like Trudeau? Do you like Justin?
I just tried to act like I was frozen. No, he did blackface like too many times for me to like him. If you did blackface once, that's like enough for me to question you. But if you've done it more times than you can count, Trudeau said, first picture came out, he's like, whoa, I didn't even remember that. Second picture came out, he's like, all right. They're like, how many times did this happen? And he's like, honestly, I'm not too sure.
But that's why, man, I like him because he's like your cousin's boyfriend who's like a nice kid, and you're like getting to know him, and you're like, this is it, eh? You probably paint your face black sometimes, you weirdo, but that's about it.
He's too fake for me, man. He's too fake, man.
I think it's all right there. Like when they ask him questions and he doesn't answer, but he tries to answer like it's a sitcom. Like he'll be like, Justin, what do you think about Donald Trump? And what does it mean if you don't answer? He'll be like, and you're like, that's real. He's really there,
I don't know, man. Not a fan, but I didn't vote for anyone. I'm not in politics, but I did notice today at the inauguration of not Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Everyone's excited that they elected not Donald Trump, which is an exciting thing. I'm not giving Biden any credit, but you know what? They did get Trump out, which is cool. But fucking
Joe Biden has seen some stuff. That guy's had an insane life.
Joe Biden is a little bit of a character. You know what I mean? He's put his nose and fingers in places that they don't belong. Anyways, the one big story I saw coming out today was everyone was getting mad at Lady Gaga for singing into a gold mic. They're like, oh, there's people out here struggling to eat, and she's singing into a gold mic. I had a gold mic in college. It cost $30. Like, everyone's making up. They're acting like she spent like $60,000 on that mic. It's just a gold-colored mic.
Just another thing that I find between you and Lady Gaga, Jam Easy.
What? I'm not against.
I'm just constantly finding things in common between you guys.
Yeah, I'm pro Gaga for sure.
I did not expect the story to go. I had one of those in college. They're quite affordable.
Very. I don't know if I lost it or it got stolen, but one time I was blackout drunk DJing a party and I didn't come home with the mic. I was pretty sad about it.
How many parties have you DJ'd?
Oh, back in the day, I used to do them regularly. Like,
see, I want to see that movie where you're just carrying around a gold microphone.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
It was good times. But I've seen one. Did you see that video on? Are you on Instagram a lot?
No.
Okay. So there was this one video that went viral this week, like 6Buzz or Real Toronto News, one of those Toronto blog sites. This kid got kicked out of his house for blasting music at 3 a.m. So the video is like him being like, he's videotaping his mom throwing all this shit out of the house, and he's like, she broke my mic, she broke my computer. You never supported me. I'm gonna be big. Just wait and see, kind of thing. So everyone in the comment section is all like, yeah, this kid should get kicked out, and I agree. Kick him out. He's blasting music at 3 a.m. Apparently, his sister had a baby and stuff. Like, it's pretty unreasonable.
Yeah,
but
layered.
I don't see why you had to break his mic and break the computer. So that's what I said in the comment section. I'm like, yeah, kick him out, but what's the point of breaking the property? And everyone's like, oh, his mom probably paid for that. Who cares? You're still like, what's the point? What's the point of breaking it? Jordan?
Yeah, you don't got to hit him where it hurts. Actually, one time.
You got to try and achieve dreams in my house? Get the fuck out.
Yeah, but sometimes parents got to teach a lesson. Like one time my mom had bought me a laptop for college, and I was out and about in the city. She didn't like that, so cops came and took the laptop.
Cops came?
Yeah, my mom's got phone numbers. Just had the cops come. They said, hey, do you have a receipt for that? I was like, no. They're like, give us the computer. I was like, I don't know what to do in this position. So I just surrendered the belongings.
That's weird, man.
And mom called the cops. Moms are going to the distance. You know, your mom's going the distance. Like she's here to. If there's hills, your mom's gonna die on them. You know.
One time I skipped school, grade 8. I skipped school. The principal calls my mom. Where's James? Oh, I thought you called in. Like I think I called in and was like, I have a dentist appointment.
I was so hoping that your principal referred to you as Jamie.
Nah. So I was walking out of my friend's house, and my mom was like patrolling the neighborhood trying to find me, and she found me as I walked out of his house. My mom was driving by, and she's like, "Get the fuck in the car." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like what poor timing. Like I had such bad. Like I was meant to get caught because I'm walking out of the house at the same time my mom's driving by the front of his house.
I would love to meet your mother. I would love to meet that woman.
Honestly, man, she would love to meet you too. She's
probably funny.
She would love you. She is kind of funny. She was like, she gets laughs at her office. You know, when she goes to the office, she's like, all the ladies think I'm so funny. And she'll tell me like what happened. And I'm like, it's not that funny, but.
Man, have you listened to any like local comedy albums?
Nah.
You got to check out Sam Burns. You just like, you know, when a comic has a joke about something that relates to what you've tried to make a joke about, or like how, because obviously every comedian has like somebody in their family that says, oh, you should do a bit about this.
Yeah.
And for most people, that's your mom. But Sam's got a good joke about just like the imposing nature of your mother, but he wraps it into something so nice. It's really good.
Are you living back at home now? Are you with your mom tonight?
No, I'm in Toronto.
Okay. I was going to say, go wake her up now. Oh, yeah. You live, I was at your house, actually, when I came to buy some fine art from Paul Thompson. How
sick is that, eh?
Yeah, it's very sick, yo.
Man, he was painting that stuff. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah, man. I was doing a show in November. I was doing a show in November at a barbershop. It was a private show. And so I'm just saying, COVID protocols, we were all good. And I got really drunk. I was hosting the show. I got really drunk. And Chris Robinson was headlining it. And he's like, yo, he was telling me about those art. And he's like telling me about the Bruce Lee one. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan. I'm like, show me that. I messaged Paul drunk right there. I made commitment to 2 paintings. I'm like, I probably would have only got 1, but I already committed to 2 when I was drunk. Support your local artists, guys. Check out Paul Thompson fine art.
Fine art. It's awesome. Did you get the prints?
Yeah.
Because he's got the real wood ones.
Yeah. No, that's out of my price range. The original on wood, that's too much for me.
Man, I like that. He's got you see the one he did right after The Last Dance where it's like Michael Jordan's legs?
No.
It's fucking good. Painting's a whole other thing.
Painting is a whole other thing. I like when people have like talents like that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah. Like our talent is comedy, but then you have these comedians that like their side talent is like being a fucking amazing painter too. Like, get the fuck out of here, yo.
Well, you leave the house, go for a little walk around the corner. Paul starts to do a couple little drawings here. You come back, there's a full puppy.
And who doesn't like puppies?
No one. He's got dogs all over the place. People are calling him. They're going, I love this dog. Capture this for me. I'm going to give it to somebody.
Everyone just wants their dog painted, eh?
And he's making impeccable dog drawings. And
Yeah,
then
you know what?
he's painting them perfect.
I seen Mark Anthony. He had got him to paint his dog that passed away, and I was thinking, I'm like, you can paint a dead dog, but it's weird to paint a dead person. You know what I mean? You're like, here, paint a picture of my dead mom. And it's like, do you really want that painting around the house? But if it's your dead dog, it's like, look at him, look at that dog, look at how cute.
Well, I mean, you kind of want that painting all around the house.
You want a painting of your dead mom around the house?
Well, what do you think pictures are? They're just modern paintings.
I guess, man. I don't know, because anyway.
So wait, your mom passes away. You're getting rid of all photography,
bro? Don't talk about that.
I'm just asking.
I'll have pictures, but I'm not gonna have a painting. I think that's a bit much for me to be like, look, check out this painting of my dead relative.
Because it wouldn't be small. You're not getting like an 8x10 painting.
No, you have to get that size, 18x12 or whatever. Yeah. It's a bit much.
See, that's the nice thing with the dog. With Paul's doing the dogs on the little wood. He's drawing. He's taking what might amount to a cup holder times 2, throwing a puppy on there.
Yeah,
that's a business plan.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's easy for him. I try to draw the eyes. See, my eyes our eyes are in the right spot. I try to draw. I'm putting an eye up here. You know what I mean?
I suck at drawing. I suck at coloring. I suck at everything.
How do you suck at coloring?
When in grade 9, we had to do for science class a title page for each unit. Here comes chemistry. Draw some beakers and shit. Draw, chemistry shit. I'm drawing that out, and it's not a big mark, but it's like out of 5. I got 0 out of 5, and my teacher wrote, "You put no more effort into this than a kindergarten student," because it looked like a 4-year-old could have did it, but that was my best effort.
I'm gonna be honest. I doubt there's been any improvement.
I can draw one thing good: penguins.
You can't color good?
Not between the lines.
What do you mean? It's a dexterity thing.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't know, but I can't.
See, my mother was very militant. If you couldn't color in the lines, it meant you were a poor character. So I had to do it.
I thought you were gonna say like some real Italian insult, like you were a fucking what do they call people that are a little light in the loafers again? What do they call them?
Light in the loafers?
Yeah, fumare or whatever.
Yeah, fumare.
Yeah. She's like, you can't stay on the lines, you little,
Yeah, Italians are always making digs about gay.
Yeah.
Or like fruity or light. Like they're always, for very flamboyant people, they're very, they know where the gay is.
Yeah. For very gay people, they're very anti-gay.
Yeah. For people that their first thought is like, why not top this T-shirt off with an ascot? Like,
Yeah.
Because Italian's very loose.
Oh yeah.
Open shirts.
Get a tan. Do your eyebrows. Everything.
I got an uncle who cracks eggs. Puts it up in the hair.
Oh yeah.
To keep it nice and
beauty regimen.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But as soon as gay comes up around the Italians, they know where it is. I think they're afraid of it because honestly, if an Italian feels the gay coming too close, it might they might Super Saiyan or something.
Yeah. Like I've always felt a little gay, but now
like a gay Italian doctor with a neck tattoo and an ascot. The fuck is that? Guys can take over the planet.
Fuck yeah. Just to shift topics for a second. I seen one story today. This woman, she won $60 million on the lottery.
Her husband was dreaming.
Yeah. Okay. So when I heard that initially, very impressive. Oh, her husband dreamt that?
Yeah.
Her husband dreamt that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
She's been playing those numbers every week. That's the faith that she had in that dream. It wasn't just like he had that fucking last night. She played the numbers the next day, won. That would be amazing too. But the faith that she had in those numbers. And Jordan, the winning ticket was not those numbers. Did you know that?
No.
The winning ticket was the free ticket that she got, those numbers won her a free ticket, and then that won her $60 million.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Let me tell you a story. 3 weeks ago, I dreamt of some numbers, and I saw a lot of 6s in the dream. I couldn't make it out. I saw 2s, threes and some sixes. I write them all down. I win $22 and a free play. And then my free play, I didn't win 60 million. How about that?
I mean, most people can't harp on that too much.
This lady doesn't even win. It took her 20 years.
Mm.
Do you know how prime that story was? She was waiting to tell people, we dreamt of these numbers. She was willing for her husband to die for this story to be legit.
Yeah. Wait, did he die?
I don't know, but they're millionaires now, and I don't care.
Because I seen like the initial post that I saw was like on one of those blog posts, and it's like, oh, how much would you give your husband or wife? And it's like, yo, you're already married. Like, it's going in the account. Like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah, it's the same account. If you're separate accounts, you don't love each other.
If the first thing you're thinking when you win the lottery is, I gotta leave my my husband or wife, like, that marriage must have sucked, or you're just a freaking shit person. You know?
Like, if your wife won $100 million and she gave you $30 million, I would be like, you only love me 30%?
If she's like, here's $30 million, fuck around with that. I'm putting the other $70 million in our account. I'm gonna fuck around a little bit. I'd be cool with that. If she's like, fuck around with $30 million, that's yours. I'm not even watching you spend it.
No, but what is she doing? $70 million. What are you watching me spend it?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying,
see these parameters. You gotta watch out.
You're thinking too negative, and I'm thinking too positive, and it's somewhere in the middle. Probably.
You're gonna get taken. It just sounds like you're gonna get taken advantage of if you ever have somebody win a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm gonna get taken advantage of.
You.
The old, I'm gonna give you $30 million, taking advantage. Oh yeah,
I only love you 30% of my winnings.
If that's what getting taken advantage feels like, butter me up and call me a biscuit.
You win $50 million tonight. What are you doing with it? I give you $2 million.
If I win $30 million tonight, I'll give you $2 million because you just said you'd give me $2 million. What am
if I won $50 million right now, I would give everyone in the chat $1 million.
Everyone in the chat?
I would give everyone in the chat $1 million.
Let me see who's in here. I would give two of them $500K each, and the other five, not getting shit. You have to figure out who you are.
Even if there was 100 people in here and I won $1 million, I would have a lot of hard conversations to have, but I would try.
You would give, yeah. Well, that's crazy, man.
It would be tough, but you know, if we had 100 people in this conversation, I said, I won $50 million, get everyone $1 million. Tough. I'm gonna have a bunch of tough chats.
Yeah, that's too much.
I'm gonna have to reason with people. Be like, hey, listen, I'm a rich guy. I'm not a genius.
Yeah. I think I might be rich one day.
I feel it. I can feel it.
I think I'll be rich when I deserve it, though. Like, I'm not ready to be rich, but maybe like 7 years.
You think 7 years out? You're 7 years. How old are you?
32.
32. Is that like something you plan with the bank?
No. I just guessed randomly. I like the number 7. My other favorite number is 24, and I'm not gonna say 24. That's a long time to wait.
Yeah. I'm trying to be rich. I'm 28 right now. 35 would be nice. 7 years. Look at that. Some about 7 years. I don't even think I want to be rich as much as I just want like some of the richness.
Mm.
You know, where they take a picture of that resort that's like floating on an island, and then your bed's a slide. Like, give me that for a weekend.
Your bed's a slide.
Yeah, you get out of bed and then you slide. You go into the slide and it's Fiji or something. I just want some of that wealth.
You wake up. It's time to get up. You're like, I'm not even that awake yet, but you know what? Let me just go down this slide into the ocean.
Go like this, and you're
Yeah, and then you're feeling good.
I mean, that's all I want. You want luxury living? No, I just want a luxury moment. Not even living, just a moment. Give me a luxury moment.
The rest of the day, you just go punch the clock, work at the steel factory.
Yeah.
Everything's just back to normal.
Just give me a moment.
I've told at my work, I always say, like, if I win the lottery, I would still go to work because I don't mind my job. But the second my boss is a little bit not nice to me, I'm going to be like, fuck this, I'm a millionaire. Like, you better treat, like, any request that goes denied, I'm walking out. But I'll hang in there for as long as they're being, like, walking on eggshells with me.
If I won a lot of money because I'm in sales, I'm making calls all day, I would only go to work to do what that guy did in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and just call people and be like, I won $1 million, and then just hang up and then quit. That's it. I'd be like, I just want to let you know that I love you a lot and I won $1 million. And they're like, who is this? And I hang up.
Hey, are you interested in IP protection? No.
Do you need some intellectual? I'm a millionaire. And just let you know, I did without your help.
Yeah, and I also bought myself IP protection because that's what rich people do. You broke bitch. And then you hang up on them.
And and obviously you got to get a couple pit bulls. If I win $50 million, I got to get a couple pit bulls.
Do you have IP protection?
I don't have any IP. I don't own any property that's intellectual.
Wow.
I don't even think I could come up. Okay, you want to know something crazy about these novel ideas? If you want to patent an idea, it can't exist anywhere. And I'm saying anywhere. Like, they wanted to patent a vacuum that goes in the bottom of a lake, and it was mentioned in the cartoon, and you can't.
Really, eh?
You can't. They took it out. They're like, no, get out. Come back with something you came up with on your own.
When you said IP protection, I thought you meant, what do you call it? Where your computer, like how you can change your IP address and shit.
Rerouting. You think I'm working for the cops?
That's what I thought you were doing. Now that I know you're doing intellectual property, I might have
ideas.
I might have some things for you. Like
you might have things for me.
I dropped an idea, and it's already people are already talking about it. I better fucking protect it, yo. And it's good. It's a cartoon about Suge Knight telling stories in jail about how he was the good guy in all these situations where everyone says he was a monster. And it's called Good Night, Suge Knight. Every episode opens, Suge Knight is telling the boys in jail another one of his classic stories, like, oh, Suge, remember that time you hung Vanilla Ice outside the window? And he's like, this didn't really go down like that, guys. Opens up the book, story starts.
Man, you should make this. This is pretty good. Night, Suge Knight. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So we might have to protect it. How much will it cost for me to protect that idea?
That's a $500 idea at best. I got to be honest.
So I just give you $500 and nobody else can use it?
I mean, it's really not how it works, but I'll take the money. And let's be honest, your animation in jail would be amazing.
I need some. Well,
it would be stocky and it would have your little ponytail, right? Your animation.
I'm not in it. It's about Suge Knight, bro.
Yeah, but let's put you in it.
Yeah, I'll be like the voice of characters in it. I can't be the voice of Suge Knight. He has to say the N-word. You know that guy's going to let that fly.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But speaking of projects, you got one you're about to drop. You have a podcast coming up. Don't Be Sorry.
Don't Be Sorry. I'm reloading it.
So originally, Don't Be Sorry was, and you had me on a guest one time, or maybe twice.
Yeah. And we talked about your porn fetish, which I still think is hilarious.
Okay, I'm not even on that anymore. But
you moved on. Wow.
Yeah, they just haven't been pumping out episodes enough. Anyways, I'll tell the people watching what it was. I was on Jordan's episode of Don't Be Sorry. How long ago was that?
Oh, God. Months. 8 months. At least 8 months.
8 months. What am I going to watch the same porn category for 8 months, Jordan? What are you, some kind of sick fuck?
Hey, at the time, you seemed pretty invested.
It might have been a year, actually. I think it was a full year because we were still I remember I talked about it on stage doing comedy, too, and it was like before we got shut down. So it must have been January, February.
Yeah.
Anyways, so porn category, all right? I come across a thing called Princess Cum. And the whole idea of it is a girl pretty much tricks a guy to come inside her. The guy's trying to pull out. He's like, I'm about to come. She's like, come inside me. And he's like, no.
Dialogue heavy.
And she's like, yeah. You don't like dialogue. That's what we talked about that day.
I was never a fan of dialogue.
Big dialogue fan. I like to know why they're fucking, who they are, what's the point. If it just cuts right into sex, I'm like, why? But why are they fucking? Like, how did this come about?
I'm like the contactless pickup for porn.
But you thought Princess Cum was such a hilarious. Did you ever watch it?
Psychological, never.
Well, you can't knock it until you try it.
I can't watch psychological thriller porn and murder mystery at night.
Psychological thriller? Is that what you're calling Princess Cum?
I mean, you're getting deep into the psychology. You know what I mean? Like it's very primal for me.
Mm.
Yeah. And no murder mystery at night. Yeah, it burns into my memory.
There's one that I'm remembering that this girl. So basically, her brother, he's a prankster. He pulls a prank on her. He pulls a prank on her at the beginning, sets up the scene. Next scene is she's about to pull a prank on him. And the prank is she pretends to be his girlfriend, just sticking her ass out of the bed with the covers on. So her ass is out. He starts fucking her. He starts fucking her. She pulls off the cover and she's like, ha ha, I got you. And it's like, what kind of prank is that? Yo, stepsis?
Couple of silly kids.
Yeah. He's like, anyways, don't be sorry.
I love how you light up like a Christmas tree at the car. Just the mere thought of it.
Don't be sorry. You can go listen to my. Is the old episode still going to be up?
Okay, so yeah, the show is different now. It's before I would just go in there and like whatever into the mic. So now it's a roast show. I'm going to take a couple topics.
Mm.
It's going to be much shorter than I was doing, like an hour, half an hour. So now it's just
Just
shorter.
Solo
Yeah.
dolo. Just you by yourself talking shit.
I think I'll have people on. Like I might have you, and then we'll roast a couple. Like fuck man, it's COVID's been so long, so to have even this is beautiful.
Fuck yeah, bud. I'm happy.
You know what I mean?
I'm happy to see you. So yeah, in honor of your show coming up, let's roast some shit. What do you want to roast?
Well, what I was roasting was Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg's doing those Corona commercials now. You see that? And he just looks like your favorite Jamaican aunt. And he comes out with like these loafers on, like he's truly drinking Corona for serious, but he's not.
Yeah,
Shit like that.
I can't diss Snoop. I think I told you he's one of my favorite rappers. But since Snoop and Eminem have beef right now, I'll just throw a shot at Eminem. And I was talking shit about him yesterday. Eminem, his rap. If listening to Eminem is like driving a car with only one seat in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's fast. I mean, it's tight around the corners. But how often are you really going to use this car? You know what I mean? It's not practical. You can't have your friends come in. You know what I mean? That car is like, it's cool, but it's like you're going to drive it once or twice. When's the last time you listened to Eminem song?
You know what? It's always on. Like I always catch an Eminem song in the background. I used to love listening to
It's
Eminem.
always on.
But I'll catch it. No, I'll catch it in the background.
I don't know, man. Eminem, I get he's a great lyricist, but it's a lot of bells and whistles. It's like, oh, look at this white guy that can rap. Oh, he's talking fast. Oh, he's using big words. How about just make a song that's good to listen to?
Eminem looks like he got touched and he wants to tell you about it.
Eminem, yeah. Eminem is a fucking angry guy, man.
Yeah, but he looks like the same type of anger. You remember Wedding Crashers and the character Todd?
Mm.
He looks like that kind of anger. Like it's like anger that's like you can just tell us about it. We'll forgive you.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep hiding it. You know what I mean?
Eminem used to, instead of tell his daughter, bedtime stories, he would just tell her how he's gonna murder her mom, and that's how she went to sleep at night.
Yeah, like that's Eminem on a first date would be like, "Yeah, I like the color of blood."
Yeah, and he'd be using words that are like unnecessarily big for stuff. It's like, just order a Coke. He's like, let me get that fucking, like just making monster-sized words out of like, what do you call it? He's using $100 word for when a $10 word would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good analogy. The $100 word. He's chock full of $100 words.
Yeah.
I don't even think Eminem has a $50 word in him, to be honest.
You need to break out a dictionary to fucking listen to an Eminem song, because the guy he just goes too hard with these lyrics. It's like, fucking relax. Just make a song that I can sing along to. Like, what the hell?
That's why you kind of feel bad for these like uber famous people, because like Kanye's not a person.
Oh, I love Kanye.
Exactly, but do you love him? If you really listen to the guy talking, it sounds like if you put the guy in a straitjacket and made the room padded, no different.
I don't know.
You'd be like, oh, look at him in there.
I won't take the Kanye disrespect on this show. both rappers that you went at are in my top 4 or 5. Like 5.
Oh, I still like them.
Snoop,
but just
who's your
Snoop
top,
Dogg and those Corona commercials.
Who's your top 5 rappers?
Top 5 rappers?
I already know because I've done it on this show before. For me, Snoop, Kanye, DMX, Juicy J, Tupac.
Oh, I love. You ever listen to the song "Shoot the Club Up"?
Shoot the Club up.
Yeah, Juicy J's.
Song?
I forget who sings it, but Juicy J's on that song, and Juicy J kills that song.
Is it
Kanye's up there for sure. He's in the top.
Mm.
Jay-Z is in the top 5 easily. Biggie, Tupac's in the top 5, and then
all the classics. Nobody knew, eh?
Well, who the fuck? Drake. I mean, J. Cole's dope too.
Who? J. Cole, yeah.
Yeah, J. Cole's really good.
I don't listen to a lot of his stuff, but I like that Middle Child song.
Who's that white guy? I know
Post Malone. He's the best.
No, yeah, Post is good. But
Post Malone.
Jack Harlow.
Is the best
Jack Harlow's
white rapper to me. Post Malone is the best white rapper to me, and the reason he is because he just makes the best music.
He's actually talented too. He can play guitar and shit.
Yeah, he makes great music.
Jack Harlow's pretty good too. I think he's a good rapper.
I only know that one song. What's poppin'?
And it keeps popping.
Brand new whip just hopped in.
See?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a
Like
that's a crispy white lyric.
that's how I like my white people to rap.
Yeah.
Words,
Brand new car. Let's get in.
slow enough for us all to sing along. Words that I understand. Keep
Visual.
it short. Yeah. But Eminem fans are crazy, so I should shut up about him. Let's move on to another topic.
Well, Lil Wayne got pardoned. I was thinking, like, I was wondering how many things rhyme with like presidential pardon or like what they're gonna talk about.
I got my presidential pardon.
Like that might be a
and
whole
now
track.
I'm eating pussy on the body. Lil Wayne has the most lyrics about eating pussy that I don't think there's any competition. There was a time in his life where he was dropping like 14 mixtapes a year, and at least like 13 of the songs were about eating pussy.
One time I was reading about Anderson .Paak talking about his newest album, and in it he quoted he's saying he's like, I can only talk about beating the pussy up so much.
Yeah. I've seen Shane Gillis?
Yeah.
I love Shane Gillis, and he has one joke about like he's like how rappers talk about beating the pussy up. He's like, I'm more like a shadow box the pussy. You know what I mean? Very defensive, like Floyd Mayweather. Just slip.
You can't run out of things to talk about when pussy's involved. Like fine, like Ludacris has developed a whole career on it.
Oh, what's your fantasy? Love that song.
Ludacris is damn good.
Ludacris is great. Ludacris is way better than Eminem.
Yeah, he's way better than Eminem.
I keep coming back to that, and I feel bad for you Eminem fans. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm hurting your feelings.
Why? Why do you feel bad for them?
Because Eminem fans are passionate. Greatest rapper of all time. All this records sold.
Because he's not fun anymore. It was fun in like the early 2000s where you could get like a tribal tattoo and still get hired at Taco Bell. But nobody cares anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're like, yeah, he's just an angry guy. You're like, yeah, this guy's pissed. I want to hear like the youthful kids. They're mumbling. And we don't understand them. And I'm gonna keep listening.
Somebody that's a Lilo and Stitch / Eminem fan is never going to watch this Jammies He Does It From the End of the Earth again, because I've just been top to bottom hating on their favorites. What else you want to
I got a good question, because Lilo and Stitch made me think about this. What was your favorite McDonald's movie-related toy?
Whoa.
Because
McDonald's movie-related
I'm going to tell you what mine was. Mine was the Emperor's New Groove, the ball in the cup.
Really, eh?
Heck yeah.
So the thing that comes to mind for me,
dexterity and patience.
The when you say McDonald's movie toy, I got McDonald's and I got movie. The first thing that comes to mind is that there was a time where they were giving out the Disney CDs. There was 4 of them. Collect them all, and they were you would get all these tracks from the Disney movies. I got all of them, and I just know.
Wow.
Yo, those songs, I was banging them when I was a kid. I was blasting them in the basement, singing along, having a good time. And I just remember that was probably the most memorable movie shit that I got from McDonald's.
From McDonald's.
Yeah.
McDonald's used to kill it with remember the hockey cards?
Not really.
What? Man. Do you remember like the little plush toys, the collectibles from McDonald's? Anybody that knows that shit, that was like big. That was a big deal.
You know what? Since I'm 4 years older than you, we probably got different toys different times. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because when I was a kid, the sickest thing for me, I remember there was a time where KFC was giving wrestling action figures with their like kids meals or whatever. You get a popcorn chicken and an Ultimate Warrior. I was living the dream, bro.
See, that seems like an oversight. Whereas I'm a little younger than you. McDonald's had capitalized on the failed marketing of a KFC. You see what I'm seeing? They're going, we can't afford to give away full wrestlers.
It was like this big.
That's a full wrestler back then.
Good times. That was my Ultimate Warrior. Good guy. Really shit wrestler. Good character though. You know what I mean? Like what he would really do is just run to the ring as fast as he can, clothesline a guy, do this. He was a pretty shit wrestler when you think about it, but R.I.P. Ultimate Warrior.
See, you're 4 years older than me.
He had a lot of charisma. The Warrior.
You're 4 years older than me, so your Kinder Surprises was just a hand-drawn blueprint, whereas mine was like a little toy, and now it's already assembled. They don't even give you...
Yeah. Mine
That's
was
it.
just a picture of a toy. You open up
Yeah.
the chocolate, and it's like, you could just think about this toy.
Yeah. There was a transition period. They called it the period of enlightenment in the Kinder Surprise Corporation. And that's when they were like, we got to give these kids some parts.
It's true. And you know what? Kinder Surprise, really good chocolate too.
Well, because Kinder Surprise is probably thinking, look at the Lego guys over there. They're giving away boxes of the stuff.
Boxes of what?
Pieces.
Oh. So Kinder Surprise is like, we're just gonna make.
We can give you a couple things to put a little car together.
Yeah.
Why is that chocolate so good, by the way?
I don't know. It's white on the inside, black chocolate on the outside.
It's creamy like Lindt chocolate, but it doesn't stick around.
Yeah, it's very light, very easy to get through.
All I'm saying is for the best chocolate, they don't make it available in large quantities. Like I've never seen somebody at their house with, say, a carton of Kinder Surprise eggs.
And they make a Kinder Surprise chocolate bar, but it's not even close to as good as the
No,
eggs.
it's a different experience entirely.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, it's not. It's like going to your girlfriend's first family event, having that Kinder Surprise. You're like, I feel like I barely know anybody.
Did you go to a girlfriend's Christmas over holidays?
Oh, you don't want to know? We had a great Christmas. My girlfriend has a little niece, and it was her first Christmas. And Christmas is about the children.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this.
So you guys had a super spreader?
We had a super spreader, yeah. We put on WWE. We put on WWE All American Bash. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan. That's 2009. Put that on. We all tried to DDT each other.
Oh yeah.
Called that super spreader.
Were you a wrestling fan?
I dabbled. Who wasn't a fan of the People's Elbow or a couple beers with the old Cold Steve Stone Cold?
That's what I was thinking today. I was thinking about the phrase like, "Don't kick somebody when they're down," but you can definitely give them a people's elbow. That'll make everyone happy.
You're almost required to.
Yeah, I'm going through a miserable time right now, but that guy just gave me a people's elbow. One of the funniest, most hilarious finishers of all time.
See, as I got older, though, I started to have less patience for how long it took to deliver these moves.
Oh, come on. That was part of it. That was part of what made it great. The Rock, the guy's on the ground. He just takes so long to throw off the elbow pad, like looking at the crowd. Yo, that was sick.
But like a 619, a Rey Mysterio 619, like I'm like, this guy's been hanging on the ropes for 2 minutes. Just to let this little guy come around and whip you with his knees.
When I was in like grade 7, grade 8, me and my friends, I was at my best friend at the time, his cousin's house. His cousin was about 2-3 years younger. We're all wrestling, having a good time. All right, doing different moves to each other. All right. All of a sudden, I did somebody's finisher on him. I did some wrestler's finisher on him that hurt him. He was hurt. He goes downstairs.
Did you RKO him?
I'm gonna tell you the move after. I have to build up to it. He goes downstairs, tells his parents, "This guy hurt me." Snitching. I'm just trying to. Anyways, so they're like, "You punched my son?" No, I didn't. "You kicked my son?" No, I didn't. What'd you hit him with? I hit him with a fucking Bronco Buster, yo. I injured their son with a Bronco Buster. How am I supposed to tell? You know what I mean? Your mom and dad that what did I hit you with? Pretty much like my crotch area.
Yeah.
The Bronco Buster. Have you heard of it? X-Pac.
I'm going to be honest. There was one move that you immediately, as soon as you did it, you were like, this doesn't work. 5-star frog splash. I wanted to do that every minute of the day. Not an effective attack. It's like a body slam with your abs.
Yeah.
From high up.
Oh, it hurts you, but
it only hurts you.
Yeah. Not hurts.
And may he rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. Not an innovator.
I thought you were gonna. You know who I thought when I think the frog splash is Rob Van Dam.
Oh my God, Rob Van Dam.
VD.
What about Sweet Chin Music? I think Sweet Chin Music is probably my favorite ultimate. I guess is that what they're called? Is that what they call?
Oh man,
they're special.
The way it claps off the chin, yo. That's great.
Well, I don't even care about the clap. I just care when he throws that kick up and he turns his back foot to get the full extension of the leg. He whips his hair, and I think that's the best.
It's so unfortunate how he got so googly eyed now, because he was a sexy boy and he was not your boy toy, and now he looks like he's a little bit of a, I don't know what word I want to say.
I couldn't handle that. I think that I could be like I could be like a megastar. Like I could get to Drake's level and then fall off, right? Like, oh, I can't make any more music. But if I built a brand on like being a sexy boy and then it fell apart, I would never recover from that.
Yeah. You're fucking cross-eyed and you're like,
well, first of all, at that point, mirrors are the enemy. They're just a reminder of what used to be. And mirrors are everywhere. You know,
you go into Jordan's house after he's fell off, and you're like, why are all the mirrors broken? This guy's just punching the mirrors like, fuck that. Like, you still have them hung up though.
And just beside the mirror, a picture of me 15 years prior. Amazing.
Just a carpet full of tears.
Carpet full of tears. That'd be the name of my first album. That's not a bad name.
I do agree that is a good name for an album, and I hope you use it. I will sell the IP.
The licensing. You're gonna license me the name.
Yeah.
We've come full circle.
I'll tell you what, buddy. You help me out with my Good Night Suge Knight, and I'll give you that.
Hey, I know a couple artists. We'll get a Good Night Suge Knight. I just want to hear that.
Do you know cartoon artists? Because
I know people that can draw.
I had this idea when the NWA movie came out, and I was like, we need to get on this quick, because like that was when like Suge Knight was still in the air, and the Tupac movie was about to come out, so more Suge Knight was on the way. I'm like, let's start a Suge Knight cartoon, but I never
see the problem with the Suge Knight cartoon is like it needs to really come from Suge Knight. You know, it can't come from like a white Canadian fan.
Here's where you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm taking all the stories that are out about Suge Knight that paint him in the most terrible light. Now, Suge Knight, whether he wants to clear his name or not, maybe he likes having those gangster stories out. My idea, though, do you remember the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf?
I'm familiar with it.
Okay, so there was a story, you know, the wolf was being bad. He blew all their houses down. But then there was another book written where the Big Bad Wolf was the good guy. The pigs were the dicks. Have you seen that one?
I haven't. Sounds like a little bit of alt comedy.
We read that when I was a kid. Like it was one of the books we had in our school. I can't remember the name. If somebody in the comment section could shout out the name for that, but
I was very mainstream.
It's a classic. And you know what else will be a classic?
Good Night Suge Knight. Good Night Suge Knight sounds like a podcast that Suge Knight's doing from his jail cell.
Suge Knight will probably murder me for making this show, because when we talked about it yesterday, when they were filming NWA, he ran over the guy that played him in the movie. So imagine what he'll do to the guy that made a cartoon about him being a good guy. Actually, he might like it. He might invite me over for a coffee.
Let's be honest. If anyone's going to break through the raw exterior that is Suge Knight, it's you.
Yeah, but I'd be pretty scared of him.
I mean,
he's a very intimidating guy.
One or two murders in, and I am immediately intimidated.
Yeah. And shaking people down, making Eazy-E sign over the rights to Dr. Dre's shit. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, like if you murder somebody, almost immediately, I'll probably just do what you say. I'll be like, oh, you're going to take this further than I will.
It's true. Fucking, yeah, man, we're getting close to an hour now. I don't know if, wow. I know you had some more things that, I said it was only going to be like 20 minutes, half an hour max, but fucking.
We missed each other.
We missed each other, and time flies when you're having fun, when you're talking to an old friend, and I'm excited about your new project coming out. Anything else you want to promote before you go?
A lot of acting. I'm hopefully I'll get into something soon that people will see, and then they'll call me and they'll be like, "I saw you in that," and I'll be like, "Thank you," and then we'll never talk again. But that's what I want.
I know. Is roasting? Did you ever do a roast?
No, but whenever I started comedy, like that was kind of my thing. That if
you like shitting on audience members, I remember that.
I think that
look
because
at this guy over here with the blue shirt.
Stupid blue shirt.
And I was like, "What, Jordan?" No,
but that's so home. It's so home to me. Like I was always high school. All my buddies, everybody rips on each other. Like I'm sure you guys are the same way. So yeah, trying to bring that to podcast. And more the idea came from I'm trying to figure out what to do with content, and I think I'm overthinking it because people are going up there and just whatever. So I was like, maybe try something else.
Yeah. Me and my friends did used to make fun of each other a lot, but it is a little fucked up when you start meeting people that didn't get brought up like that. And then you do the ribbing, make fun of them. Like, why are you making fun of me right now? Like, we just met. It's like, that's how I talk to my friends.
Especially when you meet somebody like that and like you're like 10 years in the game of making fun of your buddies, and then the first thing you say, they take it as bad as it sounds, and you're like, oh shit, I'm a different person. I talk different,
I'm a monster.
I'm a monster. Tiger Woods is a monster. You watching that documentary?
Buddy, Tiger Woods is not a monster. All right? Let me tell you
that part about the Navy SEALs where he's getting, I don't know if you guys are watching it. I'm trying not to spoil it, but.
Say it.
Where he goes into the Navy SEALs and they're just like beating the shit out of him.
They're beating the shit out of him?
Yeah, he goes in, he does those like special tactical trainings. They throw a fucking mask on Tiger Woods and they're like, don't hit his hands. And they go in there and they fucking beat him up.
I didn't remember that part.
Episode 2, okay, when he loses his father, he goes in there like fucking John Wick.
I don't remember him getting beat.
Yeah, listen, there's a part in there where they say there's this special tactical training. You start really close, and they like 4 guys come on you, and they rip this mask off. You got to figure it out. And Tiger loved it. He would do it like all the time, but it would fuck his body up.
Well, let me tell you something. I watched episode 1. It made me sad. I watched episode 2. I was like, here's the thing. I do a show with my boy.
Pros and Conquerors.
Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history. So
that's a great title for a show.
Thank you, man. And the day before his documentary came out, we recorded the episode. So we recorded without watching the doc. Now the doc painted him in a much more negative light than we talk about his cons. We talk about his cons too, but man, Tiger Woods, like that documentary not having his own sit down, his own talking it. I want to see Tiger Woods' side of the story too, and that's
James.
That's
it does have him in it.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
At the very end, it has him talking, but that wasn't him sitting down for the.
It was. Yeah.
No, it was.
He's in his house. I thought the same thing. I'm telling you, got to watch it.
Okay. You're blowing my mind right now.
Okay, so I'm watching it. I'm looking at him. I'm like,
did not sign off on that documentary. He wasn't cool with that documentary.
It's not an authorized documentary, meaning that he didn't look at everything that was said and say, you could say this, you could say that. It just means the information was not run by him. But that scene where there's like, it looks beautiful and he's just chatting, I'm like, wait a second, this isn't recorded. That's fucking Tiger.
Okay, I gotta look into it a little more. But I'll say this. Our episode of Pros and Conquerors, like a lot of the time we talk about people that are getting their statues torn down, like say like, oh, Christopher Columbus, there shouldn't be a Christopher Columbus Day anymore, stuff like that, and we look into like what he did good, what he did bad. Now with Tiger doesn't really have like, it's not like
a day. He doesn't have a day.
Like basketball where they have like put your statue up here because you played here for 20 years, like. But where I think that Tiger deserves a statue is the Masters, and I'll tell you why. Tiger was 21 years old. He turned pro. They asked him, which big championship do you have your eyes set on? And he said the Masters, because they didn't start letting black members in till 1990.
Which is insane.
Turned pro at 1997. He had his eyes on that prize. He won it, and he had one of his best rounds ever when he was 21. That's how fucking focused he was. He ended up winning the Masters like 5-6 times after, too. He's dominated.
He's won it 5 times total. Jack Nicholson has won it. Nicholas, I think, has won it 6 times. 2019, Tiger wins it again. He's got to win one more. So if COVID didn't happen, the whole story of Tiger's fucked up. He won the Masters on like a broken leg too.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Like, so I think he deserves to get honored in that way, and also to show Augusta, Georgia, a piece of their history. Like, you guys didn't let black people in till 1990. Now you have to look at this black guy that dominated this course. Every time you come in here, remind you of fucking history. Yo, anyways, that was the conclusion on Pros and Conquerors. Fucking check out that shit. The bad boys of history. Follow that shit. Follow Jordan at Jordan Policicchio, right? It's just your
Thank you for having me. Just my name, my long ass.
And when's the first episode of Don't Be Sorry gonna drop?
Tomorrow. We're gonna get the all of it will come out tomorrow.
Everything's coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll get the audio and the video, tomorrow.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to watching it. And thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was really fun.
Thank you, bro. Peace.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. Wow. What a fun episode. I feel like we had more to talk about, but man, that time really flew for me. I hope it flew for you guys too. Thanks for making the comment section live. Thanks for participating, guys. We'll be back again next week. Jammies, he does it from the end of the earth. I hope you'll be back too. Peace.